might also be equipment. If you need to build something, you might need time on a production line in order to do your experiment. If you're writing special code and you need a certain server to compile it, you're going to have that resource available. You're building a vehicle and you're an exterior person, you need time in the wind tunnel to check your aerodynamics. You need that resource. So this is resource management, thinking about anything that you need to help your project succeed and at what time.
Thank you, Sandra. Quality management, good Lord, I would have just given that to you as a Six Sigma DFSS guru. So let me do my own little bit because, you know, even though I've worked at Honeywell and my boss tried to ram DMAIC down my throat, I never really got certified. But I think DMAIC is great. I'm not bashing it. I love it. So in the world of the PMI, quality management has got three big things. One is planning. You got to plan the quality in. Don't just fly by the seat of your pants, but plan, says PMI. After you plan, which means you've identified the quality standards that you need to adhere to, you've identified the safety standards, whatever standards, quality from whatever perspective, PMI says then you manage. Have you ever heard prevention is better than cure? It's better to check the process than to check the product at the end. Because at the end, you realize the product is garbage. What could have caused that? Checking the process. So in this knowledge area, we don't just plan how to do it. We actually check the process. We call them quality audits. We want to have those regular checkpoints before you come out with your deliverable. And that happens in what we call quality control. So in control quality, when your deliverable comes into the process to be checked, you've already been checking the process. So you expect the product to align with the standards, right? And then oftentimes things happen, you find out that there's a problem, you take your quality measurement and you go back to quality assurance and say, what happened in the process? Why did this fail? Why is it different? And then you keep doing that until you get to the optimum product that passes the test in quality control, and that pretty much is the end of quality. From there, it becomes the customer's job to check the deliverable, but that happens further up. But in the world of quality and Six Sigma, how do you marry those in your real world and here?
Quality and Six Sigma. Quality comes first no matter what, but especially you start off with DMAIC and then you go for DFSS, design for Six Sigma. So as Phil said, you want to design quality in, you don't want to inspect quality in at the end. That's just, it's costly and it doesn't make any sense. If I'm baking cookies, I'm going to spend all the time mixing all my ingredients, I'm going to put them in the oven, invest all this time, and at the end I want a good tasting cookie or cake or pie or pot roast, whatever you choose to want to eat. And it would be horrible if you spent, let's use prime rib. Hopefully, if you're a vegetarian, prime rib is a really expensive piece of meat that takes a lot of time and prep, and if you don't do it right, it's a lot of money and time wasted. So normally you buy your piece of prime rib to the tune of about $15 to $20 a pound. You do a rub, you let that sit overnight, and then the next day you put it in the oven and you cook it slowly for a certain amount of time. If you get to all the end of that and you look and your prime rib looks like shoes, that's probably a bad thing. So what I would want to do with that is I want to know, why is it shoes? Maybe my oven temperature spiked and it was too hot. If I'm cooking prime rib, I would want a thermocouple in my oven. I would want an in-process monitor of what my temperature should be, because if that's critical to my output, I want to know as soon as my oven's temperature starts to get a little hot, I won't be able to fix it before my prime rib is ruined.
And our next area is cost. So in the world of the PMI, this deals with three things, okay? You could look at some of the things Sandra has just talked about in quality and marry that to cost. Because in order to check quality and implement quality and do all this great Six Sigma stuff, you're really looking to save money at the end of the day. You don't want to keep on doing the same thing and getting bad results. You want to do something different, get good results, spend less money. But cost management in the world of the PMI for projects is really all about planning